Alright, well, after a few weeks of non-stop Forza Horizon 6 playing, I'm pretty happy to report that this cautiously optimistic YouTuber has been really enjoying the latest entry in the franchise. I've been playing the game on PC and it looks amazing with the settings on Ultra. I've dabbled a little bit with ray tracing and it looks very good, but I tend to prefer the higher frame rates. I've also heard good things about it running very well on low-end hardware, which means it's pretty optimized. And overall, it's a pretty bug-free experience. Even on launch day, there weren't really any crashes or things I experienced that went very wrong. And while it does sound like the bare minimum, this day and age for AAA games, that's unfortunately all we can ask for. I'll start off by saying my love for Horizon 6 doesn't really come from the game pushing the envelope or evolving the core mechanics of the game much over the old ones. I really love it because it goes back to basics. There's a steady progression system. The racing is really fun, even if the AI can be a little too much, but we'll get into that in a bit. But most importantly, the area is it's engaging. It encourages me to explore. Of course, the area this time around is Japan, and people have been asking for Japan since Horizon 1's release. But I will say the map isn't just amazing because it is in Japan. I think it's very thoughtfully laid out. I love a lot of the Toge sections quite a bit. And there's a lot of little other details which we'll dive into in just a minute. The physics and handling of Forza Horizon 6 feel really great too. It's definitely much closer to a sim racer than the original games, being a little bit more on the arcadey side. It's cool because I can, when it's wet, you kind of feel you lose traction a little bit easier, especially if you're playing with traction control off. And you can see a lot of the tire physics have changed as well, which I think is really cool. I can't remember if Horizon 5 did that as well, but I really notice it here. And like I mentioned, the graphics are stunning. Whether it's day or night and you're in the country or the city, the game just looks beautiful. Besides graphically looking well, they really nailed the art style, and especially a really big improvement is the sound design. My God, the cars just sound amazing. One of my favorite things is just sitting in the garage and revving the engine, and as you transition between different parts, you can pick up on different engine notes and tones. It's so good. The 20 valve swap into the 886 may be one of my favorite engine notes in the game. But back to the topic of Japan, because it's definitely the draw to Horizon 6. I really think that they executed this very well beyond just the Horizon Festival in Japan. The landscapes, like I mentioned before, it's absolutely breathtaking. And now that we're getting into adding seasons during the game too, I gotta say, I think this might be one of the prettiest locations since we were in Colorado for Horizon 1. The design and layout of the map it really wants you to explore every inch of it. And they really make it more enticing with the addition of all these little regional mascots that you get some extra XP for smashing. The XP boards are back once more. The sense of discovery here is just so much fun. To the point where I'm just driving around to discover roads for the heck of it. Not necessarily being a completionist, but I just really want to see every inch of the land. Outside of Japan being a fun place to explore, the other thing I think they really nailed here were the vibes of the Horizon Festival. To me, it really feels like we're bringing that back. I find it's been sorely lacking since Horizon 3. And while it doesn't match Horizon 1's original vibes, which are just timeless, I'll gush about that in a separate video, Japan definitely feels like a big step in the right direction over Mexico. The unique area mascots I mentioned before, and even more stylized Horizon banners spread throughout the map really bring the festival vibes to life. The one thing I love too is the audience is a lot fuller before, with much larger crowds at every race, and even spread throughout the city. You could find a lot of small vignettes of these AI just hanging out. Like I saw one which was pretty cool. They were just working on one of their cars in the driveway, and just little stuff like that really brings the map to life. And the music selection is also fantastic, which I haven't really felt that way about a modern racing game in quite some time. My go-to of Bass Arena is not disappointing right now, and I've actually been enjoying Horizon Wave quite a bit, with the occasional hit of the Gotcha City radio, which is full of all different types of Japanese music. It really helps me embrace my inner Initial D protagonist. On the subject of being an Initial D protagonist, the Toge races and drift zones, what a great addition. As a certified canyon enjoyer from Forza Horizon 1, having multiple different areas to run a Toge in is It's what I've always wanted from Horizon. Between these toge races and the road race events, I am really enjoying the standard racing on offer here. I'm also having a blast doing the rally races as well. You'll hear this in my Horizon 1 retrospective that'll be coming soon, but the rally expansion was one of my favorite parts of Horizon 1, and I think they really nailed it here. The sense of speed you have, alongside all the extra tuning you can do, it's really fun. The speeds you reach on dirt are quite crazy. But this leads into some of the bad parts. Staying on race topics, there's just way too many off-road races. And I don't mean the rally off-road. That's a ton of fun. But I'm talking about when they lock you into an off-road or cross-country race in something like an SUV or a buggy. I really don't like how these cars handle. It's not fun. Between how these cars handle and how competitive the AI can magically become on a dirt road, I'm looking at you, Bowie Knife, as is the rest of the internet. It's just not fun, and there's not nearly as many on-road races to kind of make up for it. I feel like every other race is an off-road or a buggy race that's on a mix of dirt or cross-country. It's just not enjoyable. And like I just touched on too, the AI skill level can really swing wildly from race to race. Sometimes it's incredibly easy to overtake the field and build a substantial lead. That actually happened to my friend and I a night or two ago. We were doing one of the rally races for the Forza Horizon Festival Playlist Challenge, and I ended up lapping half the field. It was insane. But then other times, in those off-road races that I mentioned, the AI is nearly impossible to keep up with. Like, to the point where I had to lower the difficulty down from expert to highly skilled just to be able to fight for third. But what's really weird though, in the races where I struggled to keep up, if I managed to just get into first, the AI gave up. Like they could not keep up with me, which I thought was the weirdest thing in the world. The second I passed the AI, there was no more challenge. So that's something that needs to be taken a second look at as the game progresses on. Another thing I think they need to go back and improve a lot more is the car customization. Now, it's improved quite a bit in a lot of areas. Like, there's a lot of really unique body kits, and the Horizon Edition cars look insane, but I feel like a lot of cars are just missing kits we used to have. A really good example, the S15 Sylvia and the R34. They have minimal options if you don't use a body kit. Like, on the GTR, you don't even have the Nismo options you used to have in games past. If you don't select the wide body for the GTR, you have, outside of Forza Aero, maybe one or two extra options, and none of them really look that good. Same thing with the Sylvia. You're very, very limited. And I've even looked at cars like the BMW Z4. All you have is Forza Horizon Aero, which is insane. So you really notice the cars that didn't really get much attention done to them during development. So I would love to see them expand and just add more kits as the season goes on. Maybe just a passive update here and there, because I don't like building the same cars over and over and over again. I like to try to, have some variation in my garage, and even just compare it to my friends that I play with too. Wheel spins are also pretty hit or miss too. Beyond me just having the absolute worst luck in the world. Like, I would seriously miss some really cool Horizon Edition cars by a hair. Besides my bad luck, I really don't like that there's cars just hidden behind the slot machine. Not necessarily high-end cars. I feel like that's okay to be reserved for luck and chance, right? Like, I don't feel like spending $30 million on some of the exotic cars I'm never going to use in the game. It's just, we still have random cars like the 240 SX and Crown Vic and so many others that I want to mess around with, but I can only get them off of a wheel spin or wasting a ton of money in the auction house. It's very frustrating, and I feel like in instances where the wheel spins hit for some random stupid piece of clothing or only $5,000, that's where these cheaper, more random cars, rather more basic cars, should be rewarded, right? I don't need a purple jumpsuit that you're telling me is epic, but it's nowhere near as epic as a common 240 SX that I've not gotten one of. And I think that they need to rebalance how the super wheel spins work. I shouldn't be making $5,000 off of a wheel spin that, you know, you don't really get too many of. I think the minimum payout of that should be like 20 or 25,000 credits, and I shouldn't have any clothing or horns in that at all, right? Save that for a regular wheel spin fodder. Lastly is just, I'm really not a big fan of these Horizon showcase events. Like, the first one you do is against the giant mech, and it sounds cool on paper, and then you're doing it and it's the generic, or you're gonna lose, oh now you're gonna win, that I've just experienced way too many times in the newer Horizon games. It's not fun. It's clearly not grounded in any sort of reality. Like, sure, racing against a plane or a helicopter got a little old in Horizon 1, but those events were spread out much further. But it's still, you know, it was grounded in some sort of realism. Like, you could feasibly race it felt like a Top Gear challenge. You could feasibly race an airplane up a mountain and maybe beat it. If there is an actual mech in real life, I don't care how fast an NSX is, you're just not going to beat it. So I'm just a little over these over-the-top Horizon showcase events. Now, on the other hand, the Horizon Rush events have been a lot of fun. That's where I find they're kind of grounding that event in realism. Like, yeah, sure, you're driving beneath or around a launching rocket ship, and that wouldn't happen in real life. But it kind of feels like Gymkhana almost, right? Or, you know, like you're racing on these tight dockyards during, you know, these overpowered rally cars. They're a lot of fun, and I do, you know, if I don't get 3 stars the first time, I'm definitely going back to try to beat my own record. That's where the fun is. More of those, please. Stop with the over-the-top showcase. Just focus on the Horizon Rush. That would make me happy. So to wrap up this quick little initial thoughts video, outside of all the bad I just mentioned there, I've been genuinely having a good time playing this game, which makes me very excited, right? You know, I was saying how cautiously optimistic I was for Horizon 6 in my initial reveal video. I'm so happy that, you know, it's just a good game. I'm glad I could share with my friends and tell you guys that this is a really good game. It's a very big improvement to me over the last 2 Horizons. I think I would still rather play Horizon 1 or even 3 maybe over this, but it's only a couple weeks in, so only time will tell as I play more and more of the game. The first 2 seasons for the festival playlists have been very, very enjoyable, with fall providing some really fun challenges that required my friends and I to kind of think a little differently. Especially, there was the one where you had to jump a Japanese car, I think it was at an A-class level, and hit a certain, I think it was like 900 feet or something like that. And it was very funny. We both went 2 very different ways. He put an LS in a 240SX. I put a rally engine in a Honda City. We both got the same answer at the end, but it was just really funny, the struggles and how we tested to do it. So I'm really enjoying the festival playlist. They also removed the bit of FOMO from it, so if you don't get the chance to complete a challenge, they're actually going to be cycling in these cars to the used cars that you could buy around the area, which is a ton of fun. Thank you for that. So if you guys have Game Pass, it's definitely worth a download to check it out. You're already paying for it. If you don't own it, and I'm going to be in this position soon because my Game Pass trial ends, I think it's definitely worth a buy. I know games are kind of expensive right now, and $70 is, you know, a fair bit of change right now. So I think if you haven't bought a game in a while and you're really itching to play a new racing game, it's definitely worth it at full price. And if you were someone who was on the fence, or if you were like me and you were cautiously optimistic, I would still buy it at full price. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing afterwards. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes on sale around the holiday season. So if you're a patient gamer, I think this will be well worth the wait. But if you couldn't and you bought it early, I wouldn't hold it against you. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you guys end up picking up this game, or are you a PS5 player and you're holding out? I know my brother and a couple of my other friends are. And if you have been playing it, what's been your favorite part? Did it live up to the hype for you, or did it meet your expectations? Let me know. I'm dying to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.